Hello there. I am very excited to talk with you about this new program we've got called GeoConnect that will help you get your message to your ideal prospects where they are in real time. So normally when you hear geofencing, you think about a radius around a point, which is, kind of where it started, but it's evolved a lot. So at the really, superficial level, one of the cool things about our geofencing is we can get really micro targeted with where we're serving ads. So instead of just a radius around a point, if you want, the people in that little blue area to get one set of ads and the people in the red area to get a different set of ads, we can do that all at the same time so that you're really pinpointing exactly the message you want to the exact spot that you want. So for example, if you look here, like if this is a strip mall and let's say that that green area is a shoe store that we're trying to target. Well, we don't want to serve ads to the Winn-Dixie that's next door, grocery store, or like the chiropractor or the Chinese restaurant that may be down the other end of the strip mall. So we're going to draw a box around the actual area that that store is in, and then the parking lot right in front of that store, so that we're really getting just that area pinpointed that our customers, or in this case prospects, would be shopping. So everybody always asks where the ads show up. So as long as location services are turned on your phone, you will see these ads. So it's going to be in all your news and weather app, it's going to be in your health and fitness apps, MyFitnessPal, news. You've got CNN, Fox News, all the big guys out there, all your weather apps, anywhere in there. We've got all your sports apps, your gaming apps, your music apps. The music apps are a big one, Pandora, iHeart, Spotify. And they show up right in your feed. So it can either be real time while they're actually in the store, or it can be set up to hit them, later that night when they get home, however it is. But they're just, scrolling through Spotify or looking at their news app or whatever, and then they're going to see your ads. And you can see that these ads are animated. So we've got an opportunity here to get, 3, 4, 5 different marketing messages to them as this ad is served. And I'll show you more about that in a little bit. In a lot of cases, we are going to put up a landing page for you. This doesn't need, you guys don't need to do this. This isn't something you need to build out or anything like that. We want, because you're right in that app, we want to take advantage of the fact that people are not going to want to click around. They don't want to read your whole about us thing or your company philosophy or any of that. We want people to click on your ad and have, basically three choices. Either call you immediately, get directions to your location, or visit your website, whether that website is a form they fill out or your main website or a sale page, whatever it is. So we want this landing page to get in there because it's super important later for tracking, because with our landing page, we'll then be able to tell you, in addition to the number of ads served and the clicks and all that, we'll be able to tell you how many people called, how many people clicked for directions, etc. One of the other ways we can target is, if you get a picture in your mind of what a Whole Foods buyer looks like versus a Dollar General shopper. Those are two entirely different sets of people, and you may have a reason to serve ads to either one of them. Well, we don't have to wait for them to walk into a Whole Foods or a Dollar General. We already know that, Sally Smith is a Whole Food shopper. Now, we can't tell you it's Sally Smith, but we can tell you that a woman of this age and this income is a Whole Food shopper, and that's who we're going to serve ads to. Some examples of, the types of audience we can get, like if you look at the auto ones in the middle, people who shop at AutoZone, or specific to a car brand, if you want just Honda shoppers or uh, Toyota, whatever it is, we can identify those automatically, and we already have those. Those aren't ones that you need to wait. If you're looking at travel and tourism and you're looking for budget hotels, you don't want to wait till someone checks into the hotel before you start serving them ads. You want to know, hey, this guy over here, he typically, when he travels, he shops at budget hotels, and we start serving them ads. So some additional ways you can target, we can narrow it down by zip code. If you're looking to carpet bomb an entire area, we can do that. Neighborhoods. So if you're saying, hey, I want this block, literally just, draw a little polygon and say, this is the area I want. But then, we can further refine it that the guys in ad in the red get a different set of ads than the guys in the yellow. So, we can get really hyper focused with who you're targeting and how we're targeting them. Purchase mailing list. So if we're buying a list of 10,000 people across the country, and it's going to look like this, you're going to have one home here, one home here, one home here. We can target at the individual level. So that way you're not having to hit an entire area or carpet bomb an area. We can get it just at that household level as well. Counties, congressional districts, so you can see that's a unique shaped polygon there in the middle. So we've already got those already mapped for you. This one's really neat. Open houses, so people shopping for new homes. The statistic is a new home buyer spends more in their first 6 months than a settled home does in 3 years. So open houses are huge for, hey, welcome to the neighborhood. I see you're coming into the area, stuff like that. And one of the cool things is we can also do a look back 30, 60, 90, or up to 120 days. So if you want to say, hey, I want everybody in the last 3-4 months who has moved into this area, we can do that by open houses. We can also do cool things like, business events. So if you've got a trade show and you want to serve everybody who went to that trade show, but then further refine that to everybody who went to that trade show and lives within 5 miles of my office, stuff like that, or in a certain state or whatever. Concerts, same deal, sporting events, family events. We did some recently for a music school that was looking to recruit, and there was some local festivals that were in town. So we were able to target family events around their location. This one's cool, weather triggers. So, property restoration companies, places like that, if they want to serve ads at, the first time that we get over 3 inches of rain, we can serve ads then. Or like HVAC guys, the first time the weather goes below 0 or above 90, then we can start serving ads when those weather triggers happen. So this just talks about, how we can measure stuff. We can measure the foot traffic, times of day, things like that. So like if you're in an office building where there's a nightclub at the other end of it, and so you don't want to serve ads to all the nightclub visitors, so you're only going to serve ads from 8 a.m. till 6 p.m., stuff like that. That's all stuff that we can track and show you exactly the activity. So here are some examples to get your wheels turning. This is a insurance agent, and he had 5 different segments that he identified: buildings and trade contractors, the new home buyers, the MLS listings that I showed you, competitors, so people shopping at other insurance agents in his area, new car buyers, and then a local grocery store. So with the exception of the new home buyers, we were only serving ads to people who lived in the 3 cities around his office. With the new home buyers, we don't care where they currently live because we know that they're looking for a home in the 3 cities that he services. So, that one is just a little bit differently. We kind of flip it around a little bit, but, for the rest of them, we pick up the data for wherever they're shopping for new car buyers, things like that. They may look at a car 3 towns over, but live in his city, then they get the ads. So his first 30 days, we served 100,000 ads, and here got 1,800 clicks, which is decent. But then because we pick this all up by location, we're actually tracking their phones at that point, so we can actually show him he got 32 visits back to his office. And the biggest one that jumped out here was 18 of those had visited a competitor previously. So they walked into a competitor's insurance agency, picked up his ads, got followed around within that 30 days, and then showed up at his office, which is pretty impressive. This is a luxury home builder, so you can see from the picture on the left there, very high-end luxury homes. So we did open houses, and then we put a floor in there, $750,000 and above. So these are people looking at $1 million homes. So if they're looking at these $1 million homes, they fit his profile of somebody who could potentially get a custom built home for a similar price. Then what we also did was there are some other subdivisions going up around him, so we mapped out exactly where those competitors' model homes are, drew a little map around that, and then anybody who goes to visit those model homes also starts seeing his ads. this is the music school I mentioned earlier. So it's a music slash Montessori school. So we're looking for parents who have money and will spend it on enrichment programs. So where else? That's one of the things I always tell people. Think, where else does my customer shop? My ideal customer, where else are they going in their day to day? So, we are serving ads to karate schools, dance studios, day camps, park districts, because we know that people who are sending their kids to dance school, do have discretionary income and choose to spend it on their children. So they would be the right target for the music school program or the Montessori school. We also had some predefined audiences. Like I said, in addition to geography, we can also focus on behaviors. So public library visitors, fit moms, working moms, and tutoring center parents are audiences that we already have. So we don't need to wait for them to walk into a tutoring center, but we know that they have in the past, and that's in their profile, and we can start serving them ads. This guy is an HVAC client of ours, and his was entirely event based. So he had a booth at the Schaumburg Home Show, and we did a program ad for him and did some trade show exhibits and things like that. And then we also targeted people who lived within his radius who attended the home show. So, the one thing with that is we don't need to track back the location on those people because the honest question is, has anybody listening ever visited their HVAC contractor's office? So that's not as important to them. It's all about clicks on that one. So then they also targeted a local nonprofit event, and the Schaumburg Boomers is the local minor league baseball team, and they're a sponsor there. So again, we track back to attendees of those games. We put the whole schedule in, ahead of time. We knew their schedule and the hours that they were going to be there. So, we were able to put all that in ahead of time and then only serve ads to those people who lived within his radius, because obviously people come from miles and miles around to go to these minor league baseball games, but we only want to serve ads to those who live within his radius. So what do the ads look like? I showed you the State Farm one earlier. So this is for a music and theater program. And you can see coming up on one of these last slides when he has an event right there, September 23rd. So when September 24th happens, then we drop in whatever his next event is. So, these first four slides stay the same, and then boom, this next one changes when he's got a new program. And you can also see here we do have the two different sizes of ads that we create in each case, because there are different places that the ads display on the devices. These are some of the other ones. We can have 0% financing. We can have free service calls. You got a couple of opportunities to get your message in there and whatever your hook is to get them to click on your ad. The one on the left here, this election one, he was promoting early voting, get out and vote. And that one, we got really hyper specific with it because he was running for office in Arlington Heights, Illinois. And he just wanted to carpet bomb every home in Arlington Heights. But we were able to purchase a list of registered voters only. So we knew half of the homes in the city, it went from 60,000 down to 30,000 of the homes were registered voters. It didn't make sense to serve ads for an election for people who were not registered to vote. So that way we were able to get twice the number of ads served to half the audience. So we were able to keep it really affordable for him by cutting it down that way. So I'm sure that your wheels are turning by now. So this is me, Brian Walsh with Allegra Marketing, and that's how you get a hold of me. And the first step of it, the first step obviously is to give us a call. But the second step is going to be, we'll set up a meeting and we're going to go through, how do we get to that point of where else does my ideal client, prospect, person I'm trying to target go in their day-to-day lives. So, and that's going to mean different things for different people. So I would love to chat further about this. So there's my contact information. Phone number 847-963-0000 for our Illinois office, 262-658-1303 for our Wisconsin office. Keep in mind, you don't need to be in Illinois or Wisconsin to be able to do this. We can serve ads anywhere. We can take clients anywhere. So, and that's our email address, info@allegraconnect.com. So I look forward to talking to you soon. Thank you so much.